Dry every product completely while cornstarch powder is applied, coating each surface to prevent the latex from sticking. Somewhere in the world right now, 1 in every 5 condoms being used came from this single factory in Malaysia. This is Karex Berhad, Port Klang Malaysia, the single factory that makes 3 billion condoms every single year.
This white liquid comes from a tree, and inside this factory, it becomes something 3 billion people around the world depend on every single year.
Founded in 1988 and publicly listed in 2013, Karex today supplies over 110 countries.
Malaysia produces 40% of the world's natural rubber, and the raw material for 3 billion condoms begins here in
country. This factory never stops. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
3 billion units per year, that is 8,200,000 units every single day, 340,000 every hour, nearly 6,000 every minute. The line never slows. But before the factory, before the machines, before the 3 billion, it starts here with a cut in a tree.
From a rubber tree at dawn to a factory that never sleeps. 1,700 kilometers, 21 manufacturing steps. This is the complete journey.
Before the sun rises, before most of the world is awake, the tapping begins. These cuts must be made in the Each worker taps hundreds of trees before breakfast. The skill is in the cut. Too deep damages the tree permanently. By sunrise, the collection is complete, and the white sap called field latex is gathered into large containers and transported to processing centers. At the processing center, every batch is tested. Dry rubber content must meet specification, typically 30. Ammonia preservation is critical. Without it, the latex would coagulate into a solid mass within hours of leaving the tree.
And the preserved liquid latex is loaded into sealed tanker trucks and transported along Malaysian highways to the Karex factory in Port Klang.
Entrance. At the factory receiving dock, the tanker connects directly to the holding tank system. Quality testing confirms. Millions of liters of preserved liquid latex are held in these tanks, maintained at precise temperature, before entering the compounding process.
This is what 3 billion units per year looks like from above the Karex complex in Port Klang, one of the most strategically important manufacturing sites in the world for global public health.
Step 1. Raw latex from the holding tanks enters the compounding system. Here, it will be transformed from a natural agriculture. Step 2. The latex compound is created. Sulfur enables vulcanization, accelerators control the cure rate, antioxidants and supplements. The compound is heated and mixed continuously at controlled temperature until all chemical components are fully integrated. Step 3. Maturation. The compounded latex rests for a minimum of 12 hours. Before any glass former touches the compound, viscosity is verified manually. The uniformity of the drip tells an experienced technician everything.
Step 4. 10,000 glass formers, each shaped exactly to the finished product, are cleaned in hot water and acid baths.
The uniformity of this single drip communicates everything about the quality of the compound. Beneath the right viscosity, the right temperature, the right chemistry. The coagulant coating is essential when the coated former contacts the liquid latex compound. The latex coagulates on contact.
Step 5. The first dip. 10.
Step 6. The first drying oven sets the first coat at controlled temperature. The latex film cures against the glass surface, uniform, spins. Step 7. The second coat, thicker, stronger. The wall of the product is being built layer by layer, each dip adding measured strength that will. Step 8. Second drying, the cycle runs longer than the first. The thicker 2-coat wall requires complete thermal curing before the third and final application begins. Step 9. The third and final dip. 3 coats of latex compound now form the complete product wall, built up layer by layer. Step 10. Beading. A mechanical roller forms the characteristic rim bead at the open end of each product. Step 11. Vulcanization. High temperature drives the sulfur crosslinks to form permanently between the latex polymer chain. Inside the vulcanization chamber, the chemistry locks permanently. There is no reversing this step, and what comes out of this oven is the finished latex material. Step 12. Wet stripping. Warm water and rotating brushes peel every product cleanly from its glass former. Every glass former completes this full loop dozens of times per shift. The return journey takes minutes. By the time a former Step 13 leaching products soak in large hot water tanks, removing residual chemical proteins and processing residues. For people with latex sensitivity, this step is critical.
In these tanks, at this single moment, hundreds of thousands of products are being leached simultaneously.
Step 14, tumble drying. Large industrial drums. The cornstarch is temporary. It will be removed before packaging. Its only job is to keep every product separated and undamaged during the next steps in the process.
Step 15, electronic testing. Every single product, not a sample, every single one passes through this system.
The rejection happens in milliseconds. The defective unit never touches a human hand. At Karex production volume.
Step 16, human inspection follows the machine. Trained inspectors examine samples from each batch under
years. Step 17, lubrication. Silicone-based lubricant applied through precision misting nozzles, every surface coated agents. Each droplet lands within a precisely defined zone. The misting pressure, nozzle angle, and product travel speed are all kept. Step 18, individual foil wrapping, every product sealed in its own hermetic packet, airtight and moisture-proof. This seal protects both the latex and the lubricant. This seal is hermetic. It cannot be opened without physically tearing the foil. No moisture enters, no lubricant.
Step 19, box packaging. The branded retail boxes that consumers recognize receive their foil-wrapped contents automatically counted, verified by sensor, and sealed before batch coding.
Every box receives a batch code and expiry date, creating a complete traceability record. If a quality issue were ever discovered, blurs. Step 20, final inspection and carton packing. Human hands perform the last quality check before the product leaves human contact entirely.
Step 21, robotic palletizing, the final manufacturing step. From here, every pallet carries products destined for...
The Karex factory does not have a closing time. While you sleep, these lines run. When you wake, they are still running.
Every wrapped pallet is labeled with its global destination. One truck leaving this yard may carry product for... From this yard in Port Klang, 3 billion units per year begin their final journeys to hospitals, clinics, government health. Weeks after leaving Port Klang, the product from a Malaysian rubber tree reaches this shelf in London, in Lagos, in Mumbai, in Los Angeles.
1 in 5, every 5 condoms used anywhere in the world, one of them came from here, from a rubber tree before sunrise through 21 steps in a factory that never stops to this.
Inside these walls right now, the process continues.